What are we protesting? What are we protesting? Just curious.
Read the sign right there.
I can't see it.
The treatment of those incarcerated, ACI. Their lives are disposable. Because of COVID. That's the treatment in there. So just try to.
Nice to see you. We're just about to get up and running here. Okay. I just want to like grab on my
Yeah, I know. That's right.
Hi, this is Will James for Uprise Rye. We are at Governor Gina Raimondo's house in Providence, Rhode Island. This is a vigil for incarcerated people. People are being held in Rhode Island prisons, currently experiencing a COVID-19 outbreak in Rhode Island's prison system. They just passed about 800 cases. I believe it's 808 exactly. So I believe the purpose of today's event is to call attention to the rising number of cases and to reiterate some demands to reduce the prison population. Activists right now are setting up some signs and a projector.
Are you doing it? How are you? Aaron. Yes. Sorry, I'm like Aaron. Aaron with a T, not Aaron. Yeah, me and Aaron touched on Friday. Yeah, we weren't on the phone. We were talking to them and then it turned into a
Might have started it too early, but
No, it's okay. I was asked if you'd started in. I just saw you walking by because I was in my car, and I was waiting for it to get. I was waiting for it to get going a little bit. I think we're live now, right? So.
Yeah, I just saw that there was like some report. I think channel whatever is here, so I was like, okay, well they're already here. So
how you doing?
You guys are going to be streaming the whole thing?
We are, yes.
Fantastic.
I'll be taking pictures and maybe a little video, but I'll probably just use this video. Okay. How you doing? Great to see you.
Thank you.
I thought we were done, but we have another. Yeah. I really thought that last set was sweet. Yeah. Here we are. Not too bad. I love it.
You want to double check the stream for me?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Are we on Uprise? Hey.
Someone did just come out of Governor Raimondo's home and get into a car and leave about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're good. It's beauty.
Awesome.
Really nice car.
So it is a bit dark, so I think I'll read some of the signs to you. Starting from the left, there's a blue sign on the tree that says "No justice, no peace." Next to that, there is a sign that says Rhode Island DOC, Department of Corrections, and the O is a skull and crossbones, and parts of the crossbones have the what we think COVID looks like, the red spiky dots. After that, there's our incarcerated loved ones are not disposable. Alright, this report just really ran right in front of me. Next to that sign is a green sign that says Halt arrests, end cash bail, reduce the prison population, stop the spread. Next to that, there's a yellow sign that says we must love each other and support each other. Next to that, there's a pink sign. It says a human being died in custody at the ACI on 12/17/20 from COVID-19. The lives of many more are jeopardized by the state's failure to act. And next to that says Jeffrey Washington died December 2020, killed by COVID in Rhode Island DOC custody. There are some people moving around inside the house.
Not ended.
This some triggers my ass. I told you.
There's a lot of stuff in the air.
No, it's just the podium.
Okay. I can do it. I get it from the people who use the fireplaces. Right? Smoke into my ear.
They got all of this things and everything. Cat, dogs, certain trees, grass. Where's the news?
Seems that a speaker is about to begin speaking. There's some medical professionals over here on the left. I have been told that some medical professionals will be adding to a statement or a press release. And there's about 20 people on the other side of the street, the opposite side of the governor's home. Again, if you're just joining us, we are in Providence, Rhode Island. This is a vigil for incarcerated Rhode Islanders, people who are being held in Rhode Island's prison system. This is Will James. People are gathering in part of the street now with some candles.
Like, maybe go get a gift? Yeah. That's fine.
You guys want it from the middle? Yeah. Song lyrics?
Some of the vigil
one last one.
organizers are giving out song sheets, so there's likely going to be some sort of song being sung.
Can I push? Sure, yeah. Here you go. It's at the top there.
Thank you.
Our demands are at the bottom.
sign directly in front of me being held by a person with a candle that says prisons are a public health emergency. Next to them, there's a white sign that says N95, not cloth, masks for all prisoners. Providence police officer is arriving over here on the left.
Everyone has to go on the sidewalk. So everyone who doesn't want to risk arrest on the sidewalk.
Well,
Hi.
oh no, well, it's good thing you have some back.
Oh, I think some people are holding a coffin. Yes, there's a coffin being laid in front of Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo's house right now.
You guys can do your thing, okay? But we just gotta get out of the street. Okay? We can't obstruct the traffic, okay? Alright, fair enough? Yep. You guys please get out of the street then? Can you get out of the street? You guys please get out of the street. I'm asking you very cooperatively. You cannot be in the middle of the street, okay? Please get out of the street. You guys can do your thing, whatever. You just can't be in the middle of the road, okay? Fair enough? Alright? Alright, appreciate you guys being cooperative, so like I said, you get everyone out of the street. Alright?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. We are a coalition of community organizers and members fighting in solidarity with people behind bars during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our long-term vision is to reduce the incarcerated population, divest from prisons, and invest in community resources like mental health care, affordable housing, job training, and education. We believe a world without prisons is possible if our communities can win access for the things we actually need. We have DARE, Direct Action for Rights and Equality here. Code Black, Rhode Island. That's a group of doctors, medical students, and nurses and medical personnel, and others. Some of our demands are to halt arrest and grant personal recognizance so that our loved ones are not being held indefinitely at intake waiting for court hearings and trials. There are people in the ACI who are in there just for fun. There are people in the ACI who haven't gone to trial or anything yet, and they've been in there for over a year. We want to reduce the prison population to control the spread of disease. Restore that good time. Recognize everyone in the ACI as a priority community for the COVID-19 vaccination if they want it, if they've got informed consent and can opt out if they want to. Provide our loved ones with adequate personal protective equipment, not one mask per week, not a mask they have to keep walking out. Regularly administer universal testing across the population, including asymptomatic people. Provide transparency and accountability to incarcerated people's families. Right now, there are many people who haven't heard from their people, and what's going on in there that we don't have access to see what's going on and to see our family members. We have some statements from loved ones.
Hey everyone, this is an anonymous statement written by somebody who's lost one of their time right now. So a lot of folks have been unable to speak openly about what's happening because there's retaliation against their loved ones inside. So this is actually going to read the statement for
Gina, I need you to hear me and hear my voice. Listen, my loved one matters. My boyfriend is currently incarcerated at the ACI and as his support, I am here to tell the governor, you, the DOC, and the DOH that our voice matters. I'm outraged at how you are treating him and the other men and women incarcerated at the ACI. And I demand you treat them with dignity and respect. The normal living conditions at the ACI are horrible in general. The cold air blows in the winter, the heat blows in the summer. There's bugs, there's mice, there's mold, there's poor ventilation and no ventilation systems at all. The overpopulation of the inmates, the department's lack of organization and compassion for human life. Now with the COVID-19 cases on the rise and the living conditions are even more horrific. You gave them dirty masks made out of sheets with no way to clean them, no bleach in the building, no cleaning being done. No outside time in over a month, just 23-hour lockdown, no video visits. Inmates have to choose between a shower and a phone call, mixing positive people with other inmates. The guards are not even wearing masks, and guards are not quarantining properly after positive tests. The DOC is refusing to follow CDC and Rhode Island DOH guidelines as well as their own policies. You're putting my loved one at an increased risk of becoming infected with this deadly virus. The DOC has proven that they cannot handle this pandemic appropriately. The guards decide that they are above the CDC and lock up the inmates, then go inside their little bubble, eat, smoke their vapors, watch movies, and all with no mask on as these cases rise. My heart is breaking every day, and I'm outraged this goes on under your watch, Gina Raimondo. Gina, we have watched you sweep this issue under the rug. Our voice will no longer fall up under deaf ears, and we demand to know why you're allowing such things to happen. I am the voice out here for the man that I love in there.
Thank you.
Let them all out! Free them all!
I have a statement from my loved one that's behind the bars. You know, it's sad that a loved one had to die, and still nothing's being done. I stand here in solidarity for the loved one that was lost. I stand in solidarity for those that are behind maximum security with 85% infection rate. You know, it's a tough thing to get a phone call from your loved one saying he's scared to die. You know, he cried last night on the phone with me, along with my mother that is very ill. So, like I said, I stand here in solidarity with all the people here. Black, white, whatever race you are, it doesn't matter. Whatever ethnic you are, doesn't matter to me. You know, we're all one people. We're all people that should be treated with dignity and respect. We have loved ones there, and there's people out here that are reaching out to their loved ones. We don't need another death on Gina Raimondo's watch. we ask that you provide clean drinking water, bottled water. Give them clean masks. Also, allow them more recreation. Not a 5-minute phone call, 3-minute phone call, because it's still costing us because we have to pay for those phone calls. We have to give our loved ones money so they can call us. And they think that this is just a show and tell. This is not a show and tell. We're here because we're tired of getting a run around. We're tired of being washed under the rug. So again, Gina, you have the power. You have the taxpayers that are paying the taxes for these correctional officers, also law enforcement. So we need respect for our loved ones.
I'm reading a statement from an anonymous person who is advocating for a loved one behind the wall. This person says, I sit here with a heavy knot in my throat and tears coming down my face because every time I hear my fiance's voice, I begin to wonder that it is going to be the last time I would hear from him. I always make sure I let him know how much he means to me. This has become my reality. I know him, being at the ACI with COVID spreading, he's at risk. His immune system is not strong enough to fight something as dangerous as COVID-19. In 2018, he had 2 surgeries, and he also received radiation because he has a thyroid cancer. He was prescribed a medication he will continue to take for the rest of his life. He is at high risk of recurrence due to his poorly differentiated follicular carcinoma. He requires yearly ultrasonography and regular blood work every 6 months to monitor his thyroid levels of evidence and recurrence. This was said in the letter written by his doctor. I know most people listening to my story might say, he's just another bad guy off the streets, another criminal. What most people fail to understand is that he is someone's son. He's a father, but most of all, he's my fiance. He acknowledges what he did was wrong, so he is serving as a man should. I never thought his life would be at risk like it is today. To think that it could be a possibility that he could end up in a hospital or even something worse has me in disbelief. I sometimes wonder if I would get to hug him. When he doesn't call, my heart begins to race and my thoughts are all over the place. I don't think that the Rhode Island Department of Corrections Director Patricia Coyne-Fay understands or wants to understand her part in all of this. She has said, the safety of everyone inside our facilities is our top priority. Since the time she has said that, the ACI has seen a spike in COVID cases, and 2 people have lost their lives to COVID-19. Inmates are still being held in their cells for 23.5 hours. There is no social distancing. Inmates only have 30 minutes to make a call and shower. Video visits most of the time are canceled. All of this is happening under Director Patricia Coyne-Fay's watch. She's not only putting inmates at risk, but also her staff. And Governor Gina Raimondo, Director Patricia Coyne-Fay, get to go home and know their loved ones are safe. We sit up at night praying for our loved ones. We pass our days worried, waiting for their phone call, because that's the time we get to exhale and we are able to relax. Those 20-minute phone calls can mean more to us than you could ever imagine. Governor Gina Raimondo and Director Patricia Coyne-Fay, you keep saying that there's nothing you could do for the release of inmates. There are things that you could do, and that is using your voice. You could speak up. The only reason that you keep saying it's not up to me is because in reality this doesn't really matter to you. Next time you hug your loved ones and tell them I love you, remember how many families could be doing the same in this very moment who are not able to do due to your choices. I wonder how many of us have to go through a heartbreak before you realize that this is not a joke.
Gina! Why are we paying those guards $200,000 a year?
because they're working double and triple time, because you don't have enough help. Let them all out. We consider this to be crimes to humanity.
Hi guys, thanks so much for being here. So over the weekend we lost Jeffrey Washington to COVID-19. Jeffrey struggled with a lot of pretty severe illnesses in his time incarcerated, from what I understand, and also other people who have been inside in Rhode Island wanted us to point out that they're not livable conditions, let's say in that. There's moldy, there's no ventilation. We've already spoken at length about the COVID-19 crisis and about the complete negligence of our representatives in Gina, Raimondo. So we're going to move this coffin here to the sidewalk, and then if everyone could just come grab a flower from over here, and lay it on the coffin once we have it on the sidewalk. Then we'll speak to someone who knows Jeffrey, or they'll be on the phone with us, and we'll have a moment of silence. So yeah, thank everyone for being here.
It's a shame, Gina, that this is the United States of America with 3 Ks at the end, but we have more people in prison than any other nation. Like I said, this is crimes against humanity. Let them all go. People who should be in there. We consider prison industrial complex to be the new Jim Crow. There are people who benefit by people being in prison, and it's a big tax on our relatives. We got to pay for phone calls, and in this pandemic, people don't have the money to throw away to the state. So get rid of some of those guards, and let the prisoners out, because $200,000 a year is a lot of money. Doctors and nurses don't even make that.
People are laying flowers on a symbolic coffin that is in front of Governor Gina Raimondo's home to honor people who are at risk and the one person who has died in Rhode Island prisons.
Rest in peace, Jeffrey Washington.
Yeah, I think Jeffrey's a very apology.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Jeffrey.
Rest in peace.
Jeffrey.
The state we know has Providence Plantation on it. So, but we got to stop acting like a plantation. These people do not belong to the state. And if you have to keep them incarcerated, you have the responsibility, like any other parent, to take care of them. Rest in peace, Jeffrey. Rest in peace. This is just the first of many that we'll be doing different places. So
Miss Sheila Wilhelm on the phone. She's one of their founders. She knew Jeffrey, so she's going to speak a little bit about him.
Thank you for coming out today, support
supporting DARE, supporting our efforts, and in supporting folks on the inside whose voices can't be heard at this time. I heard some of the remarks that were made first, and I'm not going to go into all statistics because you know what, we know them. But it's true. Right now, there's more people incarcerated in this country that were enslaved at the height of slavery in the 1860s. And you know, we all know it's a disgrace. For anyone who wants to see numbers, see statistics of studies we've done over the years, we've done national studies with groups, you know, talking about the cost of incarceration to families, etc. You know, come to DARE, come to Behind the Walls, you know, hook up with us, link up with us now during this time of COVID, link up with us, and just, you know, see some of the work that we've done in the past. Any life lost is a loved one lost. A father, a son, a sister, a mother, and it's sad and it's despicable and disgraceful. And you know, I learned from Ms. Bondali years ago a statement when she was talking about her husband. And he said, none of us are the worst thing we've ever done, nor are we the best. We're all those things in between. And we all have things that we can remember. You know, I knew Jeffrey when he was a person who used to come and pick up our kids and take them for rides in Roger Williams Park. You know, he was a father. He was, you know, a family member. And, you know, all lives are lives lost and lost to loved ones. And it's very, very, you know, sad and just overwhelming in so many ways. But I just can't express gratitude enough for everybody who is there today. And I want everybody, but especially to know, guys on the inside and the women, I'm sorry, but they know that they're being supported. They know they're being supported. I've talked to people and, you know, they said, you know, have told me how they knew DARE was at the State House. They knew DARE was at the, you know, at the ACI. And they know DARE is not only behind them, but beside them. And that really, really means a lot. And, yeah, you know, everybody just be strong, be solid. And we just got to let these fools know that, you know, nobody's going away. We're not going away. We're going to keep fighting for our families, keep loving our families. And, you know, when you leave there today, let them know you'll be back. DARE will be back.
We'll be back.
Chant it loud, and chant it proud. But thank everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, we're gonna have a moment of silence now.
A moment of silence.
Also, just thank you for everyone who's here and thank you for everyone who's spoken. It's really appreciated. Alright. So starting now, we have a moment of silence. Thank everyone so much.
We're gonna do a song together now. If you have the flyer, it has the lyrics on it. So we'll do it twice for people who haven't heard it before, and just sing along. The tune's pretty simple, but it's beautiful.
So they're about to sing. I just want to note there's a moderate police presence, about 7 officers. Seems each brought their own vehicle.
rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. That which touches me most is that chance to work with people, passing on to others, on to me. We who believe in freedom and rest. We who believe in freedom
Lyrics are, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. Someone just did pull into Gina Raimondo's driveway.
Must be heard. At times I can be quite difficult. Outside no man's word. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
Earlier I did say there were police presence. I don't know if I said Providence police, but most of the officers here are from the Rhode Island State Police.
All right, y'all. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Let them all out, Gina. Let them all out, Gina. Let them all out, Gina.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
There are medical professionals on the road.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
You can stand over here. You're not going to walk down.
Shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
Officers are telling people that they're going to be arrested. Oh, they're arresting the medical professionals.
Shut it down! Shut it down! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! We demand release! No justice! No peace! We demand release! No justice! No peace! We demand release!
Rhode Island State Police officers are arresting the medical professionals.
No justice! No peace! We demand release! 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 No justice! No peace! We demand release!
Officers are pushing people out of the road with a dog. Four medical professionals are being arrested by the Rhode Island State Police, as well as just another person. A total of 5 people. Or sorry, 6.
Alright, COVID response incarcerated now. If you want to plug into the campaign, because we're going to be back over and over again.
Again, 6 medical professionals have been arrested in front of Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo's home. They were calling attention to the surge of COVID cases in Rhode Island prisons, demanding that she take certain action to reduce the prison population. They were standing in the road when the state police took them out of the road, arresting them.
What do we want? What do we want? If we want to know, now!
Hello? Gina, we should set an example for the rest of the country. We can't continue to have people in prison like this, especially for fines or getting pulled over. I mean, you need either to start a night court or something. But we are here because we are speaking for the voices, but they're not forgotten. So we will be back, because no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Start asking their name, dates of birth. They said they all have identification on them. Yeah, I want one. I don't want.
One person is being put into a police car. One of the medical professionals. It's car 43. Police appear to be confiscating some of these signs, putting them in the vehicles with the medical professionals who are being arrested currently. Sorry, my voice is cracking. It's very cold. The vigil is still continuing. People are still gathered with candles in front of the governor's home over here on the right. Police are actively pushing people out of the road if they try to enter. Again, at least 4 medical professionals were just arrested in front of Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo's home as a sort of protest against the lack of action in response to the surge of COVID cases in Rhode Island prisons. This occurred at a vigil for the people who are in prison. 1 prisoner has died, and 1 correctional officer has also died. Recent data said that there was at least 808 cases of COVID inside Rhode Island's prison system.
You got it.
Thank you.
Just returning to the vigil over here to get another shot of the coffin. Again, there was a coffin symbolically laying in front of the governor's home, and people laid flowers on it, on the 1 prisoner who has died due to COVID. Two people just did enter the governor's home more than 10 minutes ago. These are some of the medical professionals who are being detained after standing in the road in front of Governor's home. Again, at a vigil for incarcerated people. Another person is being put into a police vehicle, Rhode Island State Police vehicle. Another person is being put into Rhode Island State Police vehicle.
I just don't want to have them sitting outside. Ma'am, why don't you come with me? You can have to see my car, okay?
Less spicy this time.
Additionally, 171, 54, 129. Trying to get one more. Let me see. That's so close as well.
Most of the vigil has dispersed. There appear to be some of the organizers speaking to police. I mean, I'm sorry, not police, reporters, sorry.
I am from Massachusetts.
Okay.
I reside here. I'm here with Black and Pink LGBTQ community. I've been doing this action for the last 15 years. And yeah.
What city do you live in?
The city I live in is Rhode Island. Providence. Yeah, you too.
There is a doctor still here. I think I'm going to try to speak to them.
Hi. I want to eat.
Who's this going to? To know that there is an urgency for
It's called the Rooted Dialogue.
The Rooted Dialogue.
We look at the intersections of history, power, Jesus, and justice.
Hi, I've been live streaming for Uprise RI. I was wondering if you wanted to speak as a representative of any of the people who were just arrested, or just give an update about what happened.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. If you'd like to introduce yourself, you can. If not, you can just start talking.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nathan. I'm a family medicine physician. We were here in front of Governor Gina Raimondo's house to make a statement that the crisis that's going on inside our prison walls here in Rhode Island is unacceptable and it's grossly negligent. I think the medical community has to know that over 90%, almost 100% of people in maximum security are infected by COVID-19. That's gross negligence, and we can't stand for that. And so, taking the lead of organizations like DARE and Behind the Walls, we found that there's been some great advocacy throughout this entire pandemic, pushing for some very common sense laws and regulations. And we're here as part of as people who represent the medical community to say that they have our backing in terms of what we're advocating for here. And so I think that's what we were trying to show up here for. And obviously what's happened here is that many of the medical professionals who were taking the stand were arrested for peacefully protesting. This just goes into play with the fact that the government is not giving enough weight to the lives of those behind the walls, and I hope this raises the urgency and raises the profile of this issue.
Thank you. Could you just speak about one or two of the demands that have been made in terms of steps the governor should take?
Sure. One of the demands that has come from organizations like DARE and like Behind the Walls is to, first of all, end the cash bail. There's so many people who are in jail and who cannot afford to bail themselves out, who are now staying for long periods of time in jail because the courts are backed up, because the courts and the judges and the lawyers, they get to, make sure that they're safe from COVID. And in the meanwhile, this is preventing them from having their trial. And so one of the demands is end cash bail, give them personal recognizance. And I think that's one of the most important steps that we could take right here, right now, to prevent the spread of COVID amongst people who are kind of put into the incarceral system. And and then there's several other demands that have been going on through, and looking through DARE and through Behind the Walls policy platforms, you can get more details there. But that's one of the ones that I think is key to beginning with.
All right, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thanks.
The last person is being put into a Rhode Island State Police vehicle. Officers are slowly leaving. Turning back to the governor's home, the coffin that was symbolically laid to honor the person who has died is still here. People did lay flowers on it. It seems that it is going to be left here. There are people inside the governor's home looking out from the second floor window. So I think at this point I am going to wrap up the live stream. This has been Will James for Uprise RI. This was a vigil for people who are in prison or jail or in any other form of incarceration in Rhode Island's prison system. One person and one correctional officer, one prisoner and one correctional officer have recently died, and there's currently about 808 cases of COVID-19 in the prison system. Medical professionals, at least 4, were arrested for standing in the street as a peaceful protest against the governor's lack of action towards the surge in COVID cases in the prisons. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Sorry, my welcome, Brad.
No, I'm about to end it.
Yeah.
I think her kids are watching.
Hey, kids. What's up?